Hello, welcome to this session today. The session is about layers in Creo, and layers are very powerful when you understand them. They enable you to hide and show things. Okay, you can have a layer that stores certain type of geometry. For example, when you create a part, these are the default layers. And we have a datum plane layer, axis layer, curves. These are the default layers that get created automatically when you create a part. And the part for demonstration today has three cosmetic sketch, and I will illustrate how to use layer. Then later I'll show you how you can hide these cosmetic sketches separately. First thing we need to understand is layers. Let me just hide. That's the default once you create a part. And if you go to the show, this icon that has a show, these are the settings, and this is show. Show is where you hide and show things. And I want to show layer 3. If you select layer 3, the layer with the default layers is displayed. And sometimes you can find them there, maybe sometimes there, whatever you want to put your layer, but for me I like it there because sometimes my tree is long and I want to access my tree. That's my preference. Some people prefer to put it on this extreme far, others on top. It depends with your preferences. As I said, we have default layers upon creation of a part in Creo, and you can hide and show. When you select hide, you can see items get hidden. We have hidden planes. If there was an axis existing, could have been hidden. Let me just show. If you create an axis, it will go under this axis. But now when you see this drop down, it means there's something existing, but this one means there's something that does not exist. Let me just do a curve here through points, through this point and through this point, and say okay. You can see now but all curves. Now we have a curve. The curve I've created here is stored on this layer called curve. If I want to hide this curve, assume you have all many curves here. If I want to hide them, I just click here and hide, and then my curve is hidden. All my curves. If I create another curve, maybe from this point to this point, like that, automatically the curve is hidden because by default the layer that stores the curves is hidden. If you want to show them, show one by one. If you hide like that, but here you come and show, you see the layer that stores the curves is hidden, but you go and show them manually. Another layer shown items gets created. These are the items that are supposed to be hidden by a layer, but you have shown them, shown items. If you hide this now, the shown items remains the shown items so that you can understand at certain instant an item, a geometry that was supposed to be hidden by a layer was shown. Therefore, in case you show any item that's supposed to be hidden, if I go to here datum planes, if I hide this one here, then I decide to show this, it will always go to the shown items, and these shown items can store have it stores all different types of geometries that are shown. Doesn't store one type. For example, you can see datums is only planes, curves is only curves. Therefore, if you hide this now, can't be able to hide it. Yeah, because it stores for you the shown items. Okay, therefore let me just hide this one here. I don't need it. That's also for just for illustration. But you can see here for the datum point, it means we don't have any datum point. If you create a datum point right now, you can see at this point here, you see, okay, datum point, another point gets existing. If you hide this now, if you decide to hide, but you show it here, you can see it is hidden. It doesn't see anything. Then we decide to show like that. It should go to this one hidden here. You can see it will go to the hidden items. Why? Because I'm supposed to show. When you show here and you hide, when you show something using a layer, then you hide it, goes to the hidden items. Similar thing we did to the shown items. These are the hidden items that you show. Okay, let me see here. You want to say, so see this one here, these are hidden. Yeah, you can see shown items that's supposed to be hidden. And let me just activate this show like that. They're supposed to be, but I go here and hide. You can see the planes are supposed to be hidden, shown, but I decide to hide the top. It will go to the hidden items. Okay, just understand that's the basic thing about layers. You can use layers to hide and show things. Then you can create your own layers. Maybe let me just hide the planes. Hide. This one is still existing because it is under shown items. Therefore, you hide from here. It disappears from here and goes back to the datum planes. You can still create your own layer. I can just click new layer. Let me call it surfaces. Assume you have surfaces like that. If I click, let me just copy paste this, copy paste a surface. This one is a surface because of the color. And I want whenever I create a surface to be always be hidden. You can do a surface here, then go to layer properties, then you can say include this surface. Now this surface is included like that. Therefore, if I hide this layer, if you hide that layer like that, the surface is hidden automatically. But when you decide to show the surface, you will go back to the shown items. Okay, in my part 2 of this video, I will show you how you can use advanced rules. You can create a rule. These ones, the items, they go to a certain layer using a rule. I'll show you how to do that, but let's now focus on my goal today. That's the basic thing about layers. Let me first of all delete this layer, the last one, and let me delete this copy. I don't need it. I have this part and have already created a 2D drawings of that part. These are the 2D drawings. Something you notice is the layers that we get in the 2D drawings are the same layers that we find in the part. All the layers in the part get transferred to the drawing. And my drawing name is drawing 3. That's the reason why you have all these layers. If I do something, if I go back to the part here, if I create a new layer, this layer will automatically appear in the drawings here. And as you saw, we can delete a layer, but we can't delete this layer from here because these layers do not belong to the drawing. They belong to the part. Therefore, you can't delete these layers. But if you decide to create a new layer in the drawing, let me just use a D to differentiate. You can see D. As you can see, the layer that was created in the part, it has part. In part, you can see when you this one drop down, you can see in part It means all these layers exist in the part, but we can see this one doesn't have a drop down because this layer exists in the drawing, but when you go to the part, the layer will find it there. But let's see, you can't find it here. You cannot transfer a layer from drawings to the part, but you can transfer layers from the part to the drawing. That's very important. That's the reason why in the part we have this D, but when you go to the part we don't have a D. But the layer one we created in the part, when you go to the drawings here, you have get it here. You have to understand that. And there are three ways you can control. There are several ways you can control these layers, and I'm going to illustrate all of them. The first way is these layers you see here. Let me first of all delete this layer. We can linking these layers to remember these layers, they come from the part. But to hide and show, you can hide and show independently in the drawings, independently of the part, but at the same time, you can decide to use either part or drawing to hide and show. Right now, if I go to this layer 6 and say hide, if I try to open part, layer 6 gets hidden. You can see. Because the type of setting we have now is control by either drawing or a model. Another way you can access model is this drop down. On the layer 3, if you select part here, if you hide from here, hide, can see I've hidden 5. If you go to part, 5 is hidden because you can as well access part layers from this drop down. There's something I want you to notice. We only have 2 items on the drop down, a drawing and a part. I will explain the reason why. Therefore, this is one way we can control layers, whereby you can either hide or show from either drawing and part. And we have said, whenever you create a layer on the drawing here, that layer doesn't go to the part. And you cannot delete these layers because you cannot delete these layers. You can only delete these layers in the part, but you cannot delete them in the drawing. You have to delete the layers from the source. In this instance, the source of these layers is the part. But when you decide to create your own layer, like a new layer, you can delete that layer if you want. Okay, like now I can see this one here, delete it, yes, because that layer belongs to the drawing. Okay, and if I do a new layer, layer 1, you can see here layer 1 in drawing. When I delete this layer, see what happens. When you create a layer using the same name as per the name of the drawing, it will now use this layer. It means this layer exists in both part and drawing. When you try to delete this layer, it only deletes the drawing itself because the name of the layer was the same as the drawing layer and part layer. That is about hide and show. How can you hide and show independently of the drawing and part? If you go to here, settings, there's what we call drawing layer status. And for you to access this setting, you have to be in the drawing environment. When you try to open the part and try to access it, you can't get it because you are in part environment. You must be in the drawing environment for you to access this setting. This is a setting that enables you to decide if these layers can be controlled independently or dependently. You can see there, change preferences for control of submodel layers in the active drawing. I will explain what is active drawing later. Okay, let's go here. There are three ways, and I'm going to illustrate the common first two. When you say layer status control, ignore display status of layers in the model. It is written, ignore display status of layers in the model. It means, do you want to control the display status of layers in the drawings independently of those in the model? Do you want to ignore what happens in the model? Ignore display status of layers in the model. Ignore. If they hide, doesn't mean in the drawings they have to be hidden. You can see it was no. No means whatever happens in the drawings has to happen in the part. But now when I say yes, this means that I can control the display status of layers in my drawing separately from the part. When I say yes and okay, therefore now, when I say hide, all of them are hidden. When you go to part, you can see some are shown. You can say show. I've said show, but when I go to the drawings, they're still hidden. It's because I have broken the link between the layers in the drawings and in the part is broken. Now you will control we are going to control the display status of the layers independently. Now watch out here. When I select this now we get now other views. I said initially when we had the yes option, the no option, we just had only two view, because then these two views were there because we could only control the view display status of the drawing and part was linked together. You could only hide and show the layers either onto drawings or on a part. Now because we don't have a link, I can now get permission to hide even a view. Initially when when this one was I know like that, we have just two. It means whatever happens here, it happens on all views. When you say hide planes, hide the planes, all the planes are hidden on all view. You can see this view has this curve, have this curve. When you say curve, let me see the curves here. When you say hide curve, all curves are hidden. Okay, and at the same time, even at the part hidden, you can see at the part level they are still hidden. But when you select, when you break that connectivity, you can now be able to hide and show even the view itself. You can hide and show things in this view while they are still hidden or shown on another view. That's the reason why we are getting more items here. Okay, let me now go back to how it was first, like so that I can create a new layer. I'm going to call this layer dimensions, like that. And I want to see properties, and I want to select all the dimensions here. Select dimensions, highlight everything. There's something when you try to do that, just see I have a layer called dimensions. I want to put all these dimensions inside this layer, but when I try to select all these dimensions, I get this press external item. Why am I getting this? The reason being this, now the layers in the drawings and the layers in the part are linked together. Hence, we are getting a press external item. And we cannot transfer items from the drawings to the part. For you to be able to add dimensions onto this layer, you must break the link using IS. If you go back to the dimension properties now and you select dimensions here and you select everything, you can see now all dimensions are there. When you say okay, I can now hide all these dimensions at once using a layer. Okay, you can hide all at once using a layer. But now I don't want to hide all the views. I just want to hide just one view dimensions. Let me just show them first. And I'm going to illustrate two ways you can do that. The first way, maybe I want to hide views onto this view, the drawings, the dimensions of this view. Okay, what I do is you select active layer object selection. When you select that active layer object selection like that, when you select the view, you get a name, view template 1. This is the name, this is the name of my view. You might get another view on your side. Therefore, I know this view this is the name. When you put your cursor around, you can see you're just getting the names of whatever it is there. But this view, this specific view, the name is view template 1. If I say now hide, dimensions of that view disappear. Okay, if I go back here and say let me see this one here, click here, click here. Sometimes you have to navigate here. Another way you can do like that is if you select this view like, okay, let's go back to drawing here. You select that view, you have to make sure that you are in the drawing before selecting a view. I can see now, maybe select this instead. Oh, you have to select this active layer object selection. You have to activate this. Most of the time I forget to activate it. Go back to drawing, activate it, select. You have to make sure that you are selecting the actual view. Then now this is a view template 3. Let me see. You can see you have to be very careful when select. You can see when you put your cursor, you can see that dotted line. That is what I need to select. Not this. This one is a part. Therefore, let's go back to view cursor. Let's see. Yes, view template 3. View template 3. When select view template 3 here, highlights that. When you select another view, if you know the view name, you can as well select from the drawing tree. Most of time I use drawing tree because it is easier. Let me say I want to hide these dimensions as well. Just click here and say hide. But you might want to say let me just restore and control everything using the drawings using the drawing views here. Simple, just right click here, go back to template, you right click, okay, assume you want to break that you want to restore how it was. You can either right click. For some reason I am not getting that, or another way you can do that, just activate the view you want. This one is a view 2, template 2. Activate it from here, view template 2, this one here. But this one here 3, why is 3? Yeah, it is 3. Let's select 3. Then here on this layer, select drawing dependent. Make view display dependent on a drawing display. You say yes. When you say yes, whatever is here, whatever is hidden shown on the drawing layer is as well active here. Let's go. This one is a template one. Select template one. Here, select template one. Go here, drawing dependent. Yes. That's how you can go back. And if you want to hide again, as I said, like that, and say hide. Okay. Make them dependent. Yes. That's how you can go back and forth. Okay. That's how we can control individual. Maybe I want to control this. I want to hide these curves from this isometric view. I can just say, look for that view. It is a view 4. Okay, it's a view 4 there. Sometimes you can try to select it like that. Yeah, like that. If it was view 1, try to select it like that. You can see view 4. And you can see these curves. No, let me just hide them. Hide. Okay, like that. And all the curves disappear from your symmetric view. Okay. Another thing, let me just hide this curve as well from this view. If you put your cursor there, I can see this a view 1. If you activate view 1, I can say hide curves as well. Just hide. That curve gets hidden. But as you can see, the curve is still existing here. This is because I'm controlling views independently. Okay. Another thing is about the model. Sometimes you can have a drawing whereby you have two different models. You can see here we have this drawing. This one is the full drawings here, but we have another one called part 9, and I said it is called active model, and I said I'm going to explain what it is. Assume now you have another view from another model. Okay, I'm going to put another view here from another model. Just go to, how do you go? Yeah, go to the model, drawing models. You select add, select a model, then view, like that. I need to use maybe top, then let me just put those dimensions, those two, apply, cross. Let me go to, okay, let me just, okay, this one is a view from another model here, and I want to hide dimensions. Let me just try to hide dimensions, see what happens. Hide. Basically, you can see we have some planes. Let me hide the planes for ease of visibility. Hide. The planes of this model get hidden. Why? If I say hide dimensions, hide. Dimensions of this get hidden. Let me see the reason why we are hiding that. We said, let me go here. Let's select this one here, like that one there. View template 3. Okay. Now, if I try to hide, if I go back to, let me just break this dependency of that view here, and there's something you're going to notice that, let me just break the dependency of everything, of all this. View template 1, for you to understand. Yes, this one as well. View template 2. Template 2, break the dependent. Yes. You see, when I go to drawings, when I say dimensions show, let me show dimensions show. This view is shown. When I say hide, these views are hidden. When I say planes show, the planes for this girl hidden, hide. One of the reasons why we are controlling dimensions of this is because these dimensions are not part of this. Remember how we said layer properties? For you to control the dimension, you have to add them as well. Like that, say okay. Now when I say show, when I say hide, we are hiding all dimensions. Okay? When I say show. But I want to control only dimensions of one model. You can select one model here and make it active. If you go here, you can see my model 10 is the master rep. Okay, if you select master rep as your active model here like that, and if you go this active model like that, if you try to hide these planes, we are just hiding the I'm selecting part 10 here, we are just hiding the planes of the model 10 that is active. If you say dimensions, we don't have dimensions now. When you say hide that, let's see what happens when you say hide dimensions. Hide that, we're hiding everything. Then say show. But when you go to here, you can control these views independently. The reason why this one is hiding everything is because it has all the dimensions. But as you see, when you say hide planes onto the part itself here, we are just hiding the planes of this. You can see we have a coordinate system here. Let me go back to this one here. We don't have a coordinate. Let me just show that. Go to the part 10 and hide, and as well show planes. Show. You can see this plane is shown. You can as well control the display of another view of another model, provided it is the active model. If I go here, you can see this icon here. Select this, become master. It activates this one here. If you go here now, you can, if you go back to layout here and go to the models, you select delete 10 and say done return. Therefore, my model 10 disappears. Again, let's go to again here, drawing models, delete model 10. Is it why it's happening here? Let me go again here, delete model 10 here. Done return. Okay, for you to delete a model, you have to delete this view, the view first from the display, then go and delete your model. Yeah, you can see, are you sure you want to delete? Yeah, you have to delete a view for that model. Yes, done return. Therefore now you don't have the model 10. Okay, just know, keep in mind, you can as well control you can control two models in the same drawing. Lastly, the most important things about cosmetic sketch. If you want to hide the cosmetic sketches here, view 4, if you right click here and say erase cosmetics, all cosmetics gets erased. If you go to this view, erase, they get erased. But for me, you can always erase. But for me, I want to erase maybe top cosmetics. This tops only onto this view. I want to erase these two top. What you can do on the drawings, you can click and create a layer and you call it cosmetic top. Cosmetic top. And if you go to properties, you just add desktop, just like that, and create another one, cosmetic, call it front and side. Maybe I want as well to hide this side, can do another one here, new layer, cosmetic, call it side. When you go to properties, you create a side like that. Therefore, if you go to view 4, you can say top, hide. View 4, you have to go view 4, then say top, hide, as well as side, hide. Okay, maybe I want to hide this. Maybe on this one here, you want to hide something. You can always create a layer, put whatever you want to hide from your tree, and hide and show. Okay, we have seen you can hide and show cosmetics by clicking here and erase everything. You can use hide and show using layers. Then another one very important last step is always save status. If you go to view, go to status, you can save status here. You can as well right click here, right click on your layers and say save status, so that if you open this model next time, your layers are still active as per your previous settings. Stay tuned. In my next video, I'm going to illustrate how you can create a new layer, then use a rule. Here we're going to use edit rules. I'm going to illustrate into depth how you can use history, status, how you can create a new rule, a rule that will always look for something. You don't need to create a layer then put things manually. You can create a rule. If you create a data points, automatically they go to that layer. Stay tuned for the next advanced video. Bye and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.